15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
15 minutes of fame radio.
We're now stepping into 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It is AYESHA Go, and welcome to Top 10, our weekly countdown in which we count down any and everything, whether it's albums out so far that are the best verses, movies, top artists, you name it, we will count it down. Now, for this video, we are going to be counting down artists that have, I'm trying to think of how to word this. So let me backtrack. So as it has been recently announced, Meek Mill will be serving 2 to 4 years in jail for violating his probation. Now, there is a lot of allegations surrounding his actual sentencing, saying that the judge had it out for him. She wanted him to stop being managed by Roc Nation and be managed by a friend of hers in Philly, and she wanted Meek to redo Boyz II Men song, Bend It on One Knee. Like, there are all sorts of allegations and different stories coming up in regards to the judge's credibility and why she was so harsh on Meek. But in hearing the sentences, it is very sad, especially when you think about Meek Mill and his career so far in hip-hop, how he has put out great albums, great projects, lots of music out there that people really love and that just resonates with people a lot. I'm a dreams and nightmares kind of girl. Like, once that comes on, like, you can't tell me nothing. But anyway, I wanted to do a top 10 countdown of artists that went off to jail and actually came back either still consistent with where they were or even better. Now, this is just a way to have a little bit of motivation for Meek too, to let him know and let his fans know that just because something like this happens, and yes, it is unfortunate, doesn't mean that this will end your career. You can still push through it and move forward. So again, this top 10, we're going to be looking at the top 10 artists that have went away to prison, that have served jail time, and actually came back and still had a great career for themselves. And we are going to start with number 10. We're going to make our way from 10 all the way down to 1. And at number 10 comes Max B. Now, I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit with this one because Max B is still, I'm not really sure what, I know all right, so he's not fully free, he's not out, but then he's not locked up in prison either where he was. He seems to be in some sort of program of some sorts, because I know French was teasing that he might have come out during Hot 97 Summer Jam, but that didn't happen. But I put Max B on this list because before he went to jail, and even while in jail, people really knew about Max B's influence when it came to hooks, stuff that's melodic, and he really fits in with this current climate and culture of music that we hear nowadays. Like, Future put out 2 different projects, a rapping project and a project where he's more melodic and more singing. You have a lot of artists that are kind of doing this music that's right on the borderline. You can't tell if it's hip-hop, you can't tell if it's R&B, but you really like it, and it sounds great. And I think Max B definitely will fit in, whether it's him actually putting out music for himself, helping other artists, doing some songwriting, you name it. I definitely think that he could do it. Look, he helped out with Jim Jones' Bowling, like We Fly High, and that is a huge song. That song's everyone knows it. So I'm confident that Max B could come out and still give us some hits, still give us some bangers, and continue to be that wavy, influential guy in hip-hop that we knew him for before he left us. So Max B is at number 10. At number 9 on the list of artists who went away and served a little bit of jail time but came back and still had careers for themselves, we have My Son. Now, My Son, I'm not sure if everyone knows of My Son, but My Son was a huge artist that was on the rise, up and coming from New York City, and he actually ended up serving some jail time and went away for a bit, which ended up messing up his record deal that he had and other things that he had planned. But My Son was able to come out and still has a name for himself, and people within hip-hop, so not just people that are mainstream, people that really know hip-hop, that dig, that go to look for new artists, go to look for artists that are relevant within their area, within their region, and actually doing their research will know who My Son is. Now, big shout out to My Son because he actually was featured in one of the ciphers for the 2017 BET Hip Hop Awards cipher. When in his cipher you had Little Sims, Black, T Grizzly, just to name a few, and My Son was definitely one of the standing stars and one of the people that stood out the most within his cipher and within all the ciphers together. Not only has my song been included on the BET's Hip Hop Awards Cypher, he's made his way down to Funk's Flex, dope freestyle. Make sure you go check it out. And he's also been very active within the community, especially after what happened at the Irving Plaza with the shooting incident that ended up in a fatality. So my song is proof that just because you're on the way to jail doesn't mean that you can't come back. Still chase your dreams, still do what you want to do, and also be a help to the community. So my song comes in at number 9. At number 8, we have Boosie Badazz, Wipe Me Down, and INDPENT. We have Lil Boosie. Now, Lil Boosie did serve time in jail and also made headlines most recently because of him recounting something that happened in jail, something that he's seen involving a bathroom and a Coke can or a Pepsi can, some sort of soda can. But Boosie was able to not only come back to a fan base that was strong as ever, but also acquired new followers, new fans. Again, he's still relevant. He's still putting out music. He still has an impact and influence on artists today. Artists are still name dropping him in songs, talking about that signature Boosie fade. And again, Boosie, Young Thug did a song kind of dedicated to him because when Boosie shared with us that he was battling cancer. So Boosie, again, is another testament that just because you go away and you go away for some time doesn't mean that you can't come back to even stronger fan base or even stronger support system than you left off with. So Boosie comes in at number 8. At number 7, we have T.I. Tip. Now, everyone knows of this notorious incident of what happened with T.I. that led him to get arrested. And we're not going to talk about it because this is part of everyone's past. And the point of this video is not to sit and talk about what people were convicted of or what they served time for. More so is to talk about their resilience and how they were able to push through it and still continue on their career path. So everyone's informed of what T.I. went to jail for. And this was at a time when it was the height of his career. He had these albums out, he had these singles out, and he was really leading the charge when it came to artists in the South. And listen, if you ask T.I., he invented trap. And you know what? I believe him because he's an OG and he uses big words that I don't always understand what they are, but I respect it. So I'm going with T.I. I'm on his side when it comes to that. Now, T.I. is a very impeccable and an extraordinary example of resilience and again powering through and being able to come out from something that should break you, and the system often is meant to break people, but he came out stronger and better than ever. He came and continued to put out projects, worked with artists, had a TV show, Family Hustle, and despite, I'm not here to get into all the gossip and rumors and stuff like that, if you look at his accolades and what he's accomplished and what he continues to accomplish, shout out to T.I. He was even in movies after being locked up. So that just goes to show you nothing can stop you if you have that drive and you have that grind. So T.I. comes in at number 7. At number 6, we have a GOAT, a legend, hip-hop icon, DMX. Now, DMX didn't serve that long of a time. It was a 90-day sentence, but listen, I didn't say how long you had to be locked up. I just said you had to be locked up. But since being released from serving his time, DMX is still out here making music. He's still out here doing concerts. And he even did something that I think is the most impeccable out of all his accomplishments, is realizing that he had a problem and checking himself into rehab. And as of now, it seems like he is doing good. He's clean. He's back at it, ready to go. Still same energy, still same DMX that we loved. And even since serving his time, we see him, he's made up with Drake. If anyone has followed DMX and looked at interviews, he said he didn't like his singing and stuff like that, but they have recently made up, which is dope because Drake actually included a DMX song on his latest project, More Life. Was that More Life or was it Views? I believe it was, oh no, maybe it was Views. Yeah, it was definitely Views, on Views. And also DMX may have a new reality show in the works. I'm not gonna lie. If DMX get a reality show, I definitely have to watch that. Like, it's DMX, and he's just like, it's DMX. So at number 6, we have DMX. Now we are halfway through the list. We are at number 5, and this is where I always get nervous because it's like we're almost at number 1, almost there, and I'm like, should this person be here? Should this person be higher? But no, I'm sticking to my guns. I am confident with my choice for number 5, and at number 5 we have Lil Kim, the Queen Bee, and my favorite. I hate the word femc, so I'm not gonna say femc, but my favorite rapper who happens to be a woman in hip hop, one that I think is the upper echelon, top when it comes to women in hip hop, women that's doing is Lil Kim. Lil Kim did serve time because of perjury. That's what the court said that she did. I'm not saying it because I don't know nothing, and I'm just here reporting to y'all what's on Google, what I know of, right? So Lil Kim did serve time that she was convicted of committing perjury. And even before she went to jail, it was this big, huge, I feel like, movement, like support system behind her. This is when she had lighters up, and during that La Bella Mafia phase when she was about to go in and she was preparing herself. And I feel like she gave her fans stuff just to let them know, like, all right, this is for you, to hold you over until I do this year and a day and come back. And I think Lil Kim has come back even stronger. She came back and did the Bad Boy reunion tour. She's made up with Faith. You see her and Faith have a great relationship right now, which is dope. Beyonce dedicated Halloween 2017 to Lil Kim and did some of Lil Kim's most notorious and infamous looks. Like, Lil Kim is still out here making music. She had the song with Kevin Gates that charted. She has a new song right now, Took Us a Break, which I really like. And she hopped on this new track with Remy Ma, Wake Me Up, which is just both of them coming together, showing that women can be united in hip hop. And I think it's dope. And again, just because you went to jail doesn't mean that you can't come back stronger. Now, again, Lil Kim is just one of those people where you can't say anything to me about Lil Kim. So whatever y'all got to say in the comments about her, I'm not listening to it. And I might even hop in the comments and curse you out and clap back a little bit for talking about my girl Lil Kim. So at number 5, it is Lil Kim. Now at the number 4 spot for artists who went to jail, who served some time and came back still with the brand strong, still out here making music and showing their influence and importance in hip hop, is Lil Wayne. Now Lil Wayne did serve a year at Rikers Island, which is already, especially for someone that's not from New York, New Jersey, the tri-state area, Lil Wayne being from New Orleans and then come to Rikers, which is like one of the most notorious jails, and not it for good reasons. Like, it's well known because of all the issues surrounding it, and Rikers is actually supposed to be closing. Let's see if that actually happens. But Lil Wayne did serve a year at Rikers, and he came back and he was still the Lil Wayne that we know and love, you know. Before he went off and served his time, he gave us albums like the Carter, what was it, the Carter like 2. We had the mixtapes and stuff like that. And then even when he came back, he still gave us music, still mixtapes. Look, he has Nicki and Drake. I mean, he had that before he went into Rikers, but even coming back out and still supporting them and hopping on their tracks. And man, Lil Wayne is just one of those artists that we just look at, highly respected. We love him for his craft, his dedication, what he has done for hip hop, how his longevity within hip hop. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, I don't want to hear Carter 5. I'm not gonna lie, just because there's just been so much surrounding it. But Lil Wayne has put out projects. He put out projects with 2 Chainz, Collie Grove. He had his FWA project that he put out through Tidal exclusively. And I think that we haven't seen the last of Lil Wayne, and I do think that Lil Wayne still has some other great dope projects, some classic projects. But me personally, I just don't want to hear Carter 5. Maybe if he starts something else, maybe a new series, I'll be down with it. But at number 4 is Lil Wayne, Tunchi. At number 3 on our list, we have Remy Ma, who is another person who I am just like so enamored with, and another person that if you talk crazy about her to me, I might really curse you out, and we might have to reevaluate our relationship and if we're cool or not. But Remy did 7 winters and 6 summers, and I know that because she named her upcoming album off of about the time that she served. And since coming back, I just feel like her brand has been stronger and better than ever. She hopped on Love and Hip Hop, and now before she got on Love and Hip Hop, there was a little stigma where people were like, oh, if you go on Love and Hip Hop, you're washed, no one's checking for you. But she actually found a way to use that platform to reintroduce herself to the world, to the millions of people that tune into Love and Hip Hop, and she definitely took over it. Like, in my eyes, Love and Hip Hop was Remy and Cardi B show, even though Cardi B is no longer on it. You got to see Remy interact with her husband. You get to see her work ethic. You get to see a different side of her, which I think is really dope. And also, you get new music for her. Her and Fat Joe put out Blato o Plomo, independent. Congratulations to you guys and all the success, especially with All the Way Up and all these other singles that did a great job charting and everything like that. Sing independent, no help. That's big. And it's rumored that she just inked herself a little deal with Columbia, and Columbia Records is no joke. Beyonce and Adele are there, like those heavy hitters. So you know, if this is true, that she will have a great support system, great machine behind her to really push her forward with upcoming projects that she has. So at number 3, we got Remy Ma. At number 2, we got the Wobster, Gucci Mane. And since Gucci Mane has come out of jail, he has done a whole 180. People stop saying the 360 because 360 is a circle, which means you are in the same spot that you started off in. But Gucci Mane did a complete 180. He changed his life. He has a beautiful wife, Keisha Kayor, who they just got married recently, and also got them bags for their wedding too. They got themselves a nice little reality series with BET showing leading up to the wedding, and I just think it's dope. Gucci Mane has a partnership with Reebok. He just recently renewed his deal with Atlantic for $10 million. He put his book out. He's out here smiling and happy. It's just a great Gucci, and if anyone is used to Gucci, like Wasted, if you used to Lemonade Gucci, to see that Gucci and see Gucci now is just amazing. And then let's not forget, he's still putting out music. Like, he's still putting out music. I mean, Gucci has always been consistent with putting out music, always putting out mixtapes. Like, he was one of those artists that lived in the studio, but he's still going, and there seems to be no signs of stopping anytime soon. So congratulations to Gucci and all your success. Like, I'm here for it. Like, we love it. And if you haven't listened to the song already, make sure you check out Met Gala with Gucci Mane, featuring Offset off of Gucci Mane's joint project with Metro Boomin, Drop Top WAP. I know I talk about this song a lot. That's because this song is really hard. You really got to listen to it. So now at number 1 spot, the number 1 spot, I'm sure you guys can tell who it is already just based off of looking on the list and looking at people that I've included. I'm pretty sure you know who it is. And if you said Tupac, then you are correct. Now, after serving his time, Tupac went to record and release All Eyes on Me on Death Row Records. And I mean, what more is there to say? I don't even have to run down the stats and run down how important and crucial that album is to not only his catalog and career, but hip-hop in general. I mean, and it's unfortunate that shortly after releasing that is when he passed away. But even him coming back from jail, coming out of jail, releasing his album, and then just solidifying his spot in hip-hop's Mount Rushmore, him and Biggie, and just being one of the GOATs and one of the legends. It's just great to see that even with what he's gone through and the different hardships that he went through, he was still able to come back, cater to his fans, not only just cater to his fans in the world, but put out some quality music, put out great music that we still talk about today. And look, All Eyes on Me, the biopic named after that particular album, was huge for this year. It was something that people were really looking forward to. Whether you liked it or not, that's a topic for a different video. But it did come out and it did make a huge impact. People were talking about it. Good, bad, people talking about they see hookah and iPhones in it. I don't know. But they were still talking about it, and it's still showing Tupac's relevance in 2017, 20 years or more than 20 years since his passing. So got to give that number 1 spot to Tupac. And that is our top 10 for this week. Artists who have served jail time and came back, still releasing heat, still releasing fire, still just out here just working hard, grinding, and really showing that their hard work paid off. Now, again, this is just a way to say that just because Meek is sentenced to 2 to 4 years, it might be going away because, again, not really sure what's going on with this whole allegation surrounding the judge, if there's any truth. And then also the governor of Pennsylvania is supposed to be petitioning to free Meek. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out. But this is, again, just to say, Meek, hold your head up. If in case you do end up serving some time, whether it's less than what they gave you or the amount of time that they did give you, doesn't mean that you're over and you're finished, especially as a premier artist as you. So in the comments below, let me know what you think about this top 10. Are there any artists that I forgot? Is there anyone that should have been included and I didn't include? In the comments, let me know. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yes, hit it, so you can get notifications about new videos. And make sure you follow me too on Instagram at @2_GO. I am Ayesha Go, and until next time with an all new top 10 list to look at, I'll see you then. Bye.
Click the button, click the button. Click the button.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.